Alright, hey there. Welcome back to another episode of JHT Survival. So, I've been waiting for a decent day to do this. Okay, so I am doing a little voiceover recording here because of the wind. Sorry about that. Basically what I'm saying here is that I've been waiting a couple weeks to do this video. I ordered some Bark River knives off of DLT Trading after the whole Bark River fiasco happened, where they closed suddenly and admitted to using Chinese steel for specific products that they were selling on, everywhere. But they had limited it to only CM 154 steels, which I don't believe for a second. But with them closing, I decided to order my first two ever brand new Bark River knives in Magna Cut steel. We'll see if more comes out and if they're real or not, but I am taking this opportunity to show them off and talk about the whole situation. So let's take a look at them and see what we think. So today I actually have a couple of Bark River knives that were bought after the announcement. So I'm going to get into those and let's talk about them. Pretty good angle. So, got a couple of the Bark River knives here. I actually ordered them after the whole scandal came out, knowing about the scandal. They're actually the very first Bark River knives I have ever bought new. With them closing down, I've always wanted a Bark River knife, brand new. I love how they look. If they were what they were actually advertised, I would have bought one a long time ago. What has stopped me was all the QC issues that people were reporting, and it just seemed like, it was too good. The advertisement marketing was too good to be true for what people were actually saying in real life. So I never pulled the trigger on one because in my opinion, if you're selling a knife for close to $400, it better be friggin' perfect. And especially with what they were advertising, and all the hype behind them, I would have expected a perfect knife that was the actual steel that they advertised, obviously. High-end super steels. I would have loved them to be real. I never pulled the trigger on them, and with them closing, I just figured now that, they are gone, that I was going to take the gamble and hopefully the steels are real. The fact that, they might not be whatever, I've always, I figured it was worth it to try and pick some up before they're gone forever, just because of the history of the company, and I'm a collector as it is of knives, so wanted to grab some before they were gone forever, and I wouldn't be able to find any anymore, even with the fact that they may not be real steels. But so, little history behind them with me also. Funny thing, like, it's complete garbage that they, are committing fraud at such a scale at this point. I mean, I don't trust that any of their knives are the steels that they say. If they pulled something like that with their reputation and, the hype behind them, if they pulled something like that with these, the ones they admitted to, there's no way that they didn't do it with other steels, in my opinion. Especially the higher end ones like Magna Cut and stuff like, steels such as that, because, I mean, they only claim to have done it with, CM 154, but if you're doing it with that, they're doing it with other steels. One of the major things that they cited for reasoning was that they claimed that they were in such debt and borderline closing that they were going to, that they were not going to be able to pay their employees unless they committed major fraud. And, it's unfortunate they had such a fan base that people would have respected them and they would have been able to stay in business if they had done something like if they had come out and admitted that they were in a financial, they were financially unstable as a company and that they were struggling, and done something like release a budget steel knife, like even if they did like some special D2 knife or even like a throwback like O2 steel or something. If they'd done something like that and said, hey, we're going to release this, called it like a limited edition knife, done something slightly special with it, for a marketing sense, some limited edition, whatever, D2, they could have created a collector's item and upcharged it to bounce back on their friggin' financials, but they did something scummy and wanted to maintain their super steel image, I suppose, and committed like absolute straight fraud. So that's just scummy. But the models that they admitted to, I think it was like 4 or 5 that they admitted to, and I don't think they've come out and admitted to any other ones since. I know that the son, he plans on opening his own company and honoring the Bark River warranties through that company. Who knows how that'll work out at this point. I don't think anybody trusts him either. There's been rumors about things like this for years. Like when I first got serious into knife collecting a couple of years back, I was looking into them, buying some knives from them, and I was reading stuff about people thinking that they were replacing they were mismarking their CPM 3V knives and actually using A2 for those, and that was, maybe like 5 years ago. Rumors about that. And the one Bark River knife that I do actually own before these was I'm not even sure what it actually is. I think it's a Bravo EDC, maybe. And I bought it secondhand at a flea market for $80. And it's an LMAX. I tried looking it up. I think it is a Bravo EDC and LMAX. It's definitely marked as LMAX, but the kid, it was some dude, he was selling parts of his knife collection at this flea market. And he had it marked for, I don't know, it was something like 120, 140 maybe. And I told him, I was like, dude, you're gonna have a hard time selling that here. I was like, I'll give you $80 because that's what I got in my pocket. And he went for it. So I picked that up, and I was skeptical about it because the grind on the blade was off, and the scales on the handle were a little off too. And I was like, no way, no way is this a real Bark River knife. Like, in my head, I was thinking these things are supposed to be friggin' top notch, hundreds of dollars for these friggin' knives, and I was like, this is a fake all day. But then once I started doing more research into it, came to realize that the poor QC was actually a sign that it is an official Bark River knife. So I'm pretty positive that I picked up an official Bark River Bravo EDC for $80 at a flea market. But besides that, so we got here, I don't even remember what I actually bought. I've had them for like 2 weeks now. I've been holding on to them, waiting for a good day to do this. I was gonna pop them out. Oh, rip that. But, I got these from DLT also, so, this is the receipt. I took them out once already to look at them. The old Bark River sticker. And a DLT sticker. So I got 2 of these bad boys. Well, 2 different knives. I don't even remember what I got here. So yeah, I got a MagnaCut Aurora. Honestly, I can never say that friggin' name. I don't know if that's focusing. Copper and green maple burl, and a red and brown tiger tail maple burl yellow liner Bushcraft Scout. And this guy, I actually really liked the looks of this one. I might actually use this one. Even if it's a fake steel, like, it's still a semi-decent steel that you can friggin' use. You can use the fucking knife. Might have to cut that out. You can use the friggin' knife. But, so, let me look at the Aurora first. Not to destroy the box, but I'm not good at not breaking boxes. So I'm trying to keep my lighting good too. Got the good old sheath with the slot for fire steel, ferro rod, whatever. Alright, I gotta be quick on this because I'm running out of camera. And I'm fucking... my hip just popped wicked. Oh my god. So, there's the Aurora. Honestly, is a really beautiful knife. I'd wish that it was real MagnaCut. And they got the convex got some notebook paper to see how it cuts. Sharp. And it is pretty friggin' sharp. But I only got a couple minutes left on here. Beautiful knife, if it is actually real. Nice hard 90 back. But do not put it in the dishwasher. And so for the next one, the Scout, trying to get this a little better. I moved because my camera ran out of time. But the Scout here, this one was really appealing to me because this looks like a nice EDC knife that you can take wherever. Same thing on the sheath, fairly plain, but with the Bark River logo on the back there. Feels like looks like it's a little fitted already to the knife. The knife itself, I honestly don't remember the size of these knives. I was more concerned about talking about the whole controversy with them, but you know, it's too bad because these are beautiful friggin' knives. Bushcraft Scout. Like if the whole controversy is just so unfortunate because these are like, I don't know, like I'm almost speechless at how like awesome they look, other than the fact that they might be fake steel, but you know, nice and polished, beautiful handle, yellow liners on this one, Magna cut also. This one, I mean, I have wide hands. I mean, it is a little small for my hand, but it's like, it's just about there. You know, I forget, this blade's got to be about 4 inches or so. 5 maybe. But super nice. Very little jimping on it. Just so unfortunate that they're you know, out of business with this whole thing. And these ones look good. They the blades look good. Everything looks pretty perfect on them. Nice red tint to that maple burl. But again, it's you know, I bought them because even with the controversy, the you know, potential for the craftsmanship is there still. And even if they are fake, they, you know, the history behind the company and everything, I wanted to have them be part of my collection. So, worst case, if they do suck, if they're not real, I'll still use them, and I'll enjoy using them. So that is why I purchased them. But hopefully there's no other surprises in the knife world with fake knives. And like, comment, subscribe if you made it this far. Really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll do some more videos. Spring's here and gonna get outside and do some stuff. So we'll see.